Hey everyone. Well, it's been a year. It's time to update our Survivor Cosmetics tier list. So I'm going to be ranking each of the Survivor's cosmetic packages, if you will, in the item shop, based on how much I like them or not. Almost all of my tier lists are highly subjective, but these are among the most subjective. So what I like may not be what you like, and that's totally okay. So let me know in the comments, where do you agree with me? Where do you disagree with me? All right, let's get started. All right, so we're starting off with my doppelganger, Dwight, and I don't know. His are okay. This is my favorite. I like to say this is my dad bod Dwight. That's the one I like running the most. I mean, he's got some fun ones, like the hipster ones and kind of the dapper looking ones. His are okay. I was gonna say these are recolors, but not really. These are the recolors, but he's got a hat and these, which is kind of weird. Because his default doesn't have a hat, right? Am I confused on that? Because I basically always run this head here, the weird head. All that to say, I mean, his are okay. Not great. This one's kind of funny to watch run around. Got all kinds of different jobs represented. They're not great. They're not bad. I'm going to put them in B tier. Right, next up, we have Meg, and her default I kind of like. I mean, obviously, she's an athlete, so she has a bunch of athletic ones as well. This is one of the new ones, Scuba Diver. Pretty neat. I like this one a lot. So it sort of has the athletic look, but also the futuristic techwear look as well. So then you got the Attack on Titan skin, obviously. The Hansel and Gretel, what is it? Dare Gretel. So this one's a neat little fairy tale one. Got the dress, the fancy dress. Then you got kind of like a mix. I like this one, German one. Then you got a bunch of athletic ones, kind of an 80s retro. They're okay. Got a bunch of recolors as well. And then this is probably my favorite, the hiker one. Hence why I bought it. You'll notice that a lot of my favorites I've already bought. So I don't know. I like hers better than Dwight. So we're going to put her up in A tier. All right, moving along, we have Claudette. I like her, what are these called again? Hallowed Blight, the Vigo's Pupil. I like this one. This one's kind of neat for her. And then she's got a good range. Like, switches it up. This is probably one of my favorites here. It just looks cozy. She looks like she's going to be warm in the entity's realm, but she does have a nice gash up there. That's fortunate. She's got the nice fancy dress, so there's a whole series of these. She's got two of them, really. I didn't realize she had two. And this one also looks cozy. I like the cozy ones for some reason. I like the range she has. And then she's got a lot of different ones for sure. And then this was one of the Rift ones that I picked up. I don't know. I'm not super in love with them. There's a couple I really like, but most of them I wouldn't say resonate with me very well. I'm gonna put her up in B tier. We might adjust it at the end depending on how many we end up having in B tier. But for now B tier. I'm comfortable with that. All right, Jake Park. This one's hilarious to me. Wilderness Explorer. Then you got obviously Attack on Titan, which is leaving the shop soon, so get it while you can. This one, I like this one a lot. This one's one of my favorites. Again, looks cozy. I'm a big fan of the cozy ones, apparently. He's got quite a range. This one's hilarious. I haven't looked at some of these in a while. Oh, this one's looking sharp, dude. This doesn't look like an outdoorsy guy in this one. This looks like somebody who's quite civilized and ready to be in city life or something. I don't recall seeing this one before. This one pairs well with Trapper, I feel like. He's got quite a range. I didn't realize he had this much of a range. I like a lot of his skins. Holy cow. He's got the astronaut one. That's funny. And then these, which again, cozy. He looks cozy. I like cozy, apparently. Kind of looks a bit like a bum here, but I also like it because if it was cleaner, this was my style back in high school. Look at this. Look at that sharp haircut, the sunglasses, the outdoorsy. Like this is high class outdoorsy right here. I think I like his because this is how I like to dress when I'm going outdoors. And we got a bunch of recolors again. Oh, I like it. I don't know if I'm willing to put him S tier yet. Compared to all the others. So I'm putting him S tier for now. I mean, his aren't like super fancy or anything. They just resonate with me quite a bit. I don't expect a lot of people to agree with me on this one, to be quite honest. And that's okay if you don't. Like I say, these are subjective tier lists. You can have completely different opinions to me. It doesn't make either of us right or wrong. His resonate with me a lot. There's probably 10 on here that I would be willing to buy if I played Jake Park at all. I might start playing Jake Park just to run these skins because I like a whole ton of them. Some of them crack me up. Some of them just look nice and cozy, I guess. I don't know. I'm a sucker for the cozy skins. Who knows? We'll see by the end. I might have to move him down to A, but then I feel like I have to move everybody else down because his I definitely like the most so far. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, we have Nia. So this is the Alice in Wonderland, which I really like this one. This one's, to me, Kind of cute. She's obviously, ooh, I like the hairpiece she's got going on there. A lot of them obviously very punkish. I like this. This is streetwear urban art. That's right. I remember it's something to do with art, obviously. The Vigo's Disciple one. This was probably one of my favorites. It's just my problem with her skins are they're all bright. This one's kind of a neat one too, I guess. I'm not a big fan of the 80s ones that they have, but I like that they're in the game, I guess. You got the skateboard. Ooh, she's definitely scuffed up her elbow there, skateboarding, it looks like. This one, I'm not understanding this one. Is this Neon Knights? A punk aesthetic updated for the modern age. Okay, interesting. I guess, is it supposed to be futuristic? I guess. This one's very in lore with her being a tagger here. I mean, they're cool. I don't love them. They definitely have that kind of like punk rock aesthetic there. That's an old Rift one. Came to the store. They're okay. I like her default one almost the most. I know these are the recolors of the default, but I like those almost the most. But I do like the, was this a snowboarder one? Yeah, wintertime. And then the neon swirl are probably my two favorites. Even though this one is probably like every toxic Nia you've ever run into is probably running this skin right here, but it is one of my favorites. It's just they're all so bright. She is not hiding anywhere in the entity's realm unless she's in her default or one of the recolors of the default. Anyways, all that to say, I like Nia's. I don't love Nia's. Where do I want to put her? I'm going to put her in B2. I don't know if I like hers as much as Meg's, but I do feel like I like hers. We're going to move Dwight and Claudette down a tier. I'm feeling comfortable with this ranking so far. Like I said, we may adjust them somewhat. I feel like I like Nia's more than Dwight's or Claudette's, but not as much as Meg's. I don't know. We'll see. We might switch it all around by the end. All right, Bill obviously has the 2. He's got his default, which I think is great. And also, I know he's got the Christmas sweater, which I think his is the best Christmas sweater in the game. I love his. I almost always run his Christmas, words are hard, his Christmas sweater. But I really like, basically, I like all of his skins a lot. This one's real gross, and I love it. Looks like he's been exploded on by a zombie. It's got bits of goo on him. Anyways. So, but his default is honestly one of my favorite in the entire game. I don't know. It's just so gruff looking. I like the military look for sure. I don't know. I'm going to put him A. We're going to put him A tier. He doesn't have a ton of skins that I absolutely love, but I really like all the ones he has, I guess. So, A tier, I'm comfortable with that. All right, hey, Future Roberts here. So when I was going back to do the editing on this video, I realized that while recording, I was an idiot and didn't hit the button to switch back to the in-game look. So the entire time I was talking about David, I was just showing the tier list. So anyways, I decided to go back and re-record my thoughts on the shop and let you know where I ended up tier listing him, I guess, to make the best of this awkward situation. And that's why I'm wearing a different shirt, because it's now several days later, and I feel a little bit silly. So, here we go. All right, so I do think he has one of the best Hallowed Cursed skins, because of just the mustache. It's glorious. I love it. Definitely fits him, for sure. This is one of his best looks, in my opinion. I like the jeans a lot. I like his goatee, his glasses, and I don't know, this one's good too. He just looks, this is like the Valentine's Day one, right? Yeah, Vain Valentine. And then you got his beach look, his lifeguard look. This is probably my favorite. Oh, geez. Did he take a bottle to the back? Dang. Okay. But he looks, this looks like a bar brawl one, which fits him quite well. This one's the Greek legends. Yes. It just kind of doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I don't super like that one. This one's okay. Suddenly he's a redhead. Is that red or blonde? Reddish blonde, I guess. And then we got this one, which is kind of creepy in some ways. I like it. And then you got the punk looking one, the punk rock one. He's all tatted up in this one. Spiky. That's okay. Not my thing. This is maybe one of my favorites. It looks like 1920s, something like that. Whether it's a flying machine, locomotive, or simple water pump, David will keep it in working order. Threadbare 30s. Okay, so it's from the 30s. All right. Hard man, just shirtless David. There you go. Irish one, St. Patty's Day. And a lot of these look very appropriately British, for sure. Got a little owie up there, a little band-aid. Just kind of some pseudo recolors. Was he a security guard in anything in his lore? I don't recall that, but apparently he must have been, because here he is in a security guard uniform. And then we got just his other recolors. So, you know, I think the way I ended up ranking him C tier along with Dwight and Claudette because although I feel a lot of his skins are perfect for him, they're just not for me. I wouldn't buy a single one of them. I actually like his default skins the best. So I don't know. What's the one I run? This is what I run with him, which I don't actually play David, to be honest. But if I did, this is the one I would run. I think it's his best one. And it's one of his default ones. So that's why I ranked him C. Are they good for him? Yes. Do they match him? Yes. Are they bad? No. They're just not for me. That's all. All right, so now back to... Words are still hard. All right, so now back to past Roberts. All right, Laurie. And, I mean, it's spot on for the movie, I assume, because I haven't watched the movie. But I also believe isn't her look based on the comic or something like that? Anyways, I don't love these. These are not... they're nothing special to me. She might be my first D tier just because I don't like them that much. And there's only 2 of them. So again, not going to rank her down for only having 2 because Bill, I put up an A. I don't like either of the 2. It's classic, I guess, but just not for me. I don't know. All right, next up we have Ace, and his Mad Hatter just cracks me up. It's actually quite disturbing. His creepy smile just gets me every time. This is an Attack on Titan, right? Yeah. And kind of the 80s look again. His fisherman one, just cracks me up so much. I love it. And then gold chain with the chest hair and looking real confident. His is that like a World War II? It doesn't say. I'm assuming it's World War II. That looks like a World War II bomber jacket. Anywho, I'm kind of a World War II buff, so I love it for that. I think I would probably buy this one if I ran more Ace. They just crack me up so much. He's creepier without the mustache somehow. I don't know. I guess he's got, yeah, some of them he has mustache, some of them goatee. He's creepier without facial hair. See, that looks a whole lot better than that. That's like way creepy, especially with the creepy smile. Anywho, he's got some good ones. I don't love them, but a lot of them crack me up. Then we got some okay looking ones, and then the recolors. I think I'll put him, there's some that I really, really like though. I'm going to put him up tier. Some of his crack me up. Most of them I wouldn't actually buy, but I love seeing them in the game more than a lot of the other characters. So I'm ranking him up to B tier for that, because there are some hilarious ones that just crack me up. Next up, we have Feng Min, and she's got the Lady Defiant. I mean, it works for her. It's got attitude for sure. I like that they're doing these anniversary skins. I think this one looks real sharp. I love the Silent Hill reference. I love the Jill cosplay. If I ever run Feng, this is the one that I run on her. I think it's great. This one's interesting. It's very colorful. What is it? A Pop Superstar collection. I don't remember this one coming out, to be honest. She's got a lot of really colorful ones. This one, I see this one a lot. They really do have the gamer vibe, so they fit her perfectly. This one, I just think looks real cute, like real clean. I don't know. This is probably my favorite one for her. And then if you've run into a toxic Feng, it's one of these 2, right? Probably the pink bunny Feng. That's almost always toxic, I find. Then you got this one, the main event. This definitely looks like the pro gamer. Do pro gamers use the athletic tape like that? I've never seen one, but then again, I don't watch a lot of pro gaming, so I don't know. I'm ignorant. Yeah, hers are good. I don't love them, to be quite honest. Most of them I would not get. I think they're great for her character, but I'm not like a huge fan of hers. So I'm going to put her, she's C tier for me. I don't know. She does have the Jill cosplay, which really, I love that a lot. And then there's that. I don't know. I just feel like if I'm going to run Jill, I'm going to actually run Jill rather than Feng Min. But that's because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan and I kind of main the Resident Evil characters. Anyways. All right, next up is Quentin. And this is actually, I didn't know this skin existed for a while. This is one of his, he actually has 2. He has got his default, which you can kind of see over here. And then he's got this one. Obviously, he's got none in the store at all. If I switch over to his default, I mean, they're both pretty cool. I like them both. I like his alternate more, but both of them are pretty cool. I like them a lot. I don't know how, I've not seen the movie that the license is based off of, so, which is the 2011 version. So I haven't seen that, so I can't tell you how closely those cosmetics match, but I like them. Again, it's kind of that style that I grew up with in high school. So they're good. I'm going to put them A tier. I feel comfortable putting them A tier. There's not many, but they're good. So next up is Tapp. Taps are okay. I'm not like a super big fan of them, to be honest. I'm gonna put him C tier. I like Tapp's character a lot. I like facing Tapp players. Not a huge fan of most of his cosmetics. They're okay. They're I guess what you would expect for him. Obviously police themed, detective themed, but not my favorite. They're okay. All right, next up we have Kate, and I already know where I'm putting Kate because hers, like, this is the new sci-fi space one. She's got the Alice in Wonderland. She's got the, obviously, a lot of performance-based ones or some musician-themed ones. This is the AOT, right? This one's just kind of southern and cute. She's got the beach-looking one. She's got a lot of really just simple, cute ones, I think. Got some of the more fancy ones. Obviously, the musicians. This is like, again, the, what's this? Rockabilly 50s. We got different decades represented here. This is the Oktoberfest one. Kind of the southern look. This is my favorite. Again, cozy. I love cozy. This is one of my favorites of hers. And then got kind of the, again, just like this was my style. The kind of flannel look. A lot of recolors. And she's got her biker look. Hers are some of my favorite in the game. I think she's got some great ones. A lot of them I really love. I'm gonna put her up in S tier with Jake because a lot of them match my style in a lot of ways, and then there's a lot of others that I really love too. So I'm putting her up S tier. All right, then we have Adam Francis, who's one of my favorite characters in the game, but I'm gonna be fully honest, none of his cosmetics resonate with me like at all. And then he's got a lot of recolors. So I don't know. I don't want to put him all the way down in D tier. I'm gonna put him in C tier. This is probably my favorite one. The inspirational teacher makes him look kind of hipster. I like it. This might actually be my favorite. I don't know. They're okay. I'm okay with C tier. They're just not. They don't. Like I said, they don't resonate with me as much as some of the others. So next up we have Jeff and the guy whose Norwegian heritage we share. And this one looks real tough. Look at those spikes. I mean, tell me that the survivors can't fight back with spikes like that. Good night. This one's very 70s looking. 70s, right? I don't, it doesn't really say. This is probably my favorite. Just, this looks real tough, kind of apocalyptic. And then, why does he look super old in this one? I think he is an older character, but he looks like super old in that one. I don't know. Looks a lot sharper there. This one with the white beard. This one's just kind of, again, with the spikes. Like, you're telling me Jeff wouldn't fight back? Come on, look at this. He'd go down swinging for sure. This is a video combo. I like it. And then we got the recolors. Nice thing about the recolors is his shirt will actually change, which is kind of cool. I don't know. Again, his don't really resonate with me either. I'm gonna put him down in C, not D tier, because he's got enough ones that interest me somewhat, or just have a lot of detail to them. So I feel I'm gonna put him up in C. Right, next up we have Jane, and we got kind of fancy dress. This is kind of also maybe 50s looking. My decades are bad. That's what 60s, 70s looking type of deal. I don't know if it's meant to be a decade. We got the summer look here. Got kind of the Greek goddess look. Fashion icon. Day of the Dead. Got the summer look again. We got just kind of the casual look. This one's obviously like talk show host, because you can see it's a nice little detail to have the lapel mic there. Got the painter artiste. I like this one a lot. I don't know that I've seen this one before. I like that one a lot. And then you just got kind of the comfy fit looking ones. Then you got obviously the talk show host. Recolors. I don't know. They're okay. I'm gonna again, don't resonate a whole lot with me, so I'm gonna put her down in C tier. All right, next up we have Ash, and Ash has some pretty. This is probably my favorite, the bomber jacket looking one. But the ones with the ashy slashy puppet are just hilarious. The what is this called again? Why am I blanking on what's it? The Handy Mart or whatever. What's it called? I can't even remember. My mind is betraying me late at night, making me look ignorant. But I don't know. Somebody let me know in the comments. What is the store that he works at called? But I love them. They're spot on. Evil Dead is kind of like a classic movie franchise for me. I haven't seen any of the new stuff, but the old trilogy is just brings back fond memories of my college days. So I'm not saying they were created when I was in college. I watched them when I was in college. I'm not that old. I'm old, but not that old. Anyways. All that to say, I think his are great. I like them a lot. I'm gonna put them. They bring back fond memories. I'm gonna put them up in A. Yeah, I think they crack me up. They bring back memories. He's A tier worthy for me. All right, next up we have the Stranger Things characters, which I really can't unfortunately rank them very well because, as you can see, I don't have any. I think I do. So with them not being in the store anymore, I remember I picked up one for each of them, I think. And so this was probably my favorite of hers. They're spot on from the show. They look so good for the show itself. Couple sweater recolors. Actually, is that her Christmas sweater? Yeah, it's the ugly sweater. Never mind. Oh, she does have a couple sweater recolors. One's torn up. It's not really a recolor. So, I don't know. This is probably my favorite. Obviously, the one I bought. I don't know. Hers are okay. I'm going to put her... I'm going to put her C tier. I didn't love a lot of hers, even though they were perfect from the show. Very well done in that regard, but just not... That one was probably the only one that I really loved. All right, next up we have Steve. And again, obviously he's been taken out of the shop. So here I am in my inventory. This is the one I bought for him, which I don't know. He's my favorite character in Stranger Things. So there's going to be a little bit of bias here. I loved this outfit for him. Then he's got I got the Christmas sweater. He got the default, which again, I just think is a real like clean, sharp look. Very Steve Harrington. It's going to be tough not to be totally biased. His ugly sweater. I won't factor in the sweater because I'm not doing that for most of them. But all that to say, I like his a lot. I'm trying to remember. There were a few I really came down to. I didn't want to like blow the bank and buy a ton of his skin. So I'm trying to remember what was in the shop, and I'm failing to remember anything other than there were several that I had to like choose between when I said, okay, I'm gonna buy one, and that's the one I got, obviously. But there were a couple that I was debating between. So, I don't know. I'm trying to fight my bias here, but I'm going to put him up in A. Now, as far as Jonathan buyers, I'm trying to think of what to do with the legendaries. Do I rank them separately, or do I rank them... I guess I'll rank... Because I do have them separately to rank. I'll go ahead and rank them separately. Jonathan looks weird to me. I'm going to be... He does not look that weird in the show. But in the game, it's just... real kind of creepy, and for a legendary skin just to look weird, I'm gonna put him D tier. I don't think he looked right for roughly $15 skin, legendary skin. It was a lot underwhelming, to be honest. So I'll rank him down. All right, so next up is Yui, and she's got a lot that I really like. This one, the hair on this one is just kind of almost Medusa-esque. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Sometimes the hair is great, and sometimes it's not as good on some of these, but this is a tropical one that I actually haven't seen a whole lot. You got the Attack on Titan one, which hers is maybe my favorite Attack on Titan one. Just I haven't seen the anime, so I'm basing it only on I think hers looks really cool. And then I just love all the kind of the dirt bike, the racing look. This is kind of cute. Obviously, summer beachy. I like the hair on this one a lot. Again, probably my favorites are the ones that actually. She looks like she's riding a dirt bike or motorcycle. They're just real tough looking. So this one's my favorite right here, which is why I bought it. So hers are some of my favorites. She's going up in S tier. But there's a cool detail that helps bump her into S tier for me, which is almost all of her skins, with very few exceptions. Maybe this one have this. I believe it's called a Hachimaki. I could be butchering the pronunciation, so I'm sorry. Somebody can correct me in the comments if you know. But I believe it's called a Hachimaki, and it is, I believe this one in her lore belonged to her grandfather. And so she has hers that she wears in every race. And it's on almost, even her Attack on Titan one, she has it somewhere wrapped around her arm or body or, tucked away back here. It's just a really neat detail. Is it? So there's only a couple that it's missing from. So this appears to be, nope, it's right there. This one, it's tucked in behind her. Obviously, it's all wrapped around her arm. This one is wrapped around. It's actually bandaging a wound. It's just a really cool detail. And that, to me, easily bumps it into S tier because it's just a neat detail that's lore-based. And, just kind of, if you weren't looking for it, you could miss it. But it's everywhere. And I just think it's a cool little detail. So that's why I feel I can definitely justify putting her in S tier. It's a neat little thing that they've added into almost all of her cosmetics. All right, next up we have Zarina, and usually I like kind of the aviation looking ones, but the pants I can't get over the pants. I would have probably bought this, but the pants just are so weird, and her hands are clipping through them. I don't know. I can't get over the pants. The pants crack me up. Attack on Titan set. Then she's got a lot of real fancy looking ones. Kind of this. Is this one of the Neon Knights again? Okay, so kind of futuristic looking. Then you got obviously the kind of wartime journalist. This is probably my favorite overall. What is it called? The Guerrilla Filmmaker. She's got a lot of fancy looking ones. Then she got a bunch of recolors. Hers are okay. I don't know where I want to put her. I think I'm gonna put her C tier, honestly. Part of me wants to bump her up. She's on the border between them. I don't like hers as much as I like Nia's or Ace's, but there's a couple that I like. The Guerrilla Filmmaker may be one of my favorites in the game, and I really like her character. I'm tempted to bump her up. I don't know that I can. I like Nia's and Ace's better, so I'm gonna leave her C tier for now, but know that she's like atop the C tier. She might even be able to be in B tier, just at more the bottom half, if you will. I don't know. There's just not enough of them that I love. There's a bunch that I'm just kind of like, they're there. There's a couple that I really love, and one of which is one of my favorites in the game. But I don't know if that can get her out of C tier for me. All right, we have Cheryl, and Cheryl, if I just, okay, so I'm gonna rank the legendaries separately. Now, full transparency, I was a Resident Evil fan more than I was a Silent Hill fan. So I've actually become more interested in Silent Hill from DBD. I played Silent Hill 4, but I hadn't really played most of the other ones. I think maybe I played part of 2, but I really didn't play a lot of the Silent Hill games. So I wasn't in love with them the way I am with Resident Evil. Other than when I got into DBD, it kind of piqued my interest to go back and get more into Silent Hill. So most of what I know of Silent Hill lore comes from me trying to figure it out in the context of DBD and then going back and reading the lore from the actual games. So anywho, I know this is hilarious to me, and I love it just because I know it's a reference to kind of an Easter egg. I mean, it looks good from the game, I think. This is her Silent Hill 3 look, I think, even though she gets taken into the fog sometime after Silent Hill 3, I know, the events of the game. So, I don't know, fans of the game, you can tell me if this is a look from any of the games at all. They're okay. I'm glad they were faithful to her character. I think it's great that they brought this in as kind of an Easter eggy reference. I really like that they have an Alessa Gillespie version. Because if you didn't know, Cheryl's name is actually Heather Mason. And the Silent Hill lore is just bonkers, right? So Alessa is, I believe... Golly, I'm so tired. My brain, I'm starting to doubt myself as I'm talking through this. It's something to do... Silent Hill fans, I'm sorry. At one point I had this, I promise. Alessa Gillespie was basically used to try to rebirth or birth Silent Hill's god. And in the process, she was split into two, essentially herself and what became Cheryl Mason, the original one. Got the original Cheryl Mason. Eventually they are merged back together in an attempt to rebirth the god. And then she splits again into now a new Heather Mason, who is actually the Cheryl Mason we know in the game because she's the protagonist of Silent Hill 3, and at the end, after she's killed Silent Hill's god, then she takes on Cheryl again. So the Cheryl we have in game is actually originally named Heather Mason. Anyways, all of that, it's super confusing. It's super cool. If you haven't read it, go read it. If you haven't played it, go ahead and play it. I know I'm butchering the details, and I'm sorry, but essentially, it's a really cool detail to have this as a skin in the game. So I like just the deep lore references and then the kind of the reference to an Easter egg as well. I'm going to rank her B for that because I love the Alessa Gillespie reference and then the Princess Heart Easter egg reference. And then obviously we have the legendaries. We've got Sybil Bennett, we've got Lisa Garland, and then we've got James Sunderland, obviously. And this character is super tall. His animations crack me up, like when he just yawns back and he's like, I'm so done with this. They crack me up so much. They're okay. Again, if you're a big fan of the games, you're probably gonna, I think James is probably best. Yeah, this is the one where he's just, I'm just done with this. Anywho, I'm gonna put James B. I think James is well done. The other two, I'm gonna put down in C. I don't love them, to be honest. Again, if you're a big fan of the Silent Hill games, let me know how did they do in adapting them, because I know how they did with the Resident Evil ones, and that's why I love a lot of the Resident Evil ones. But let me know, does Sybil and Lisa actually really resemble their in-game counterparts? Did they do a good job bringing it in? I don't know, to be quite honest. So for me, they're C tier. Next up we have Felix, and he's got some good ones. This one's very apocalyptic looking too. We finally got shirtless Felix, right? This one cracks me up and makes me mad at the same time, but also makes me really happy because he does a better Chris Redfield than Chris Redfield in the game of DBD. That is, I'm not talking about within Resident Evil. I'm just saying within the game of DBD, his Chris Redfield look looks a whole lot cooler and like Chris Redfield than what's supposed to be Chris Redfield in DBD. It's annoying to me. So for that, I love this skin. I love this skin. It's so well done. I love that they gave it to Felix. I think Felix pulls off a great Chris Redfield. And this is probably one of my favorite skins in the game. It just annoys me that it's better than the actual Chris Redfield skin in the game. But that's a problem with that skin, not with Felix. Then you got kind of the, I guess that's the Attack on Titan one. You got his beach-looking one, Beach Time. Very kind of European hipster, I guess. I don't know. That we would call it hipster here in the US. I don't know if that's what it would be called over in Europe. But obviously, this is kind of the old school royal looking. His bowling one. Some of his Oktoberfest. Some of his I really like, and then others I'm like kind of okay with. I don't know. And then this is one of my favorites. Just his kind of like driving outfit, I guess. His are okay. I think I'm gonna put him B. I like several of his. I don't love a whole lot of them, and I don't dislike a whole lot. So for the Chris Redfield skin alone, he easily gets B. The Chris Redfield skin by itself is S tier to me, but a lot of the others I just feel kind of meh about, just kind of neutral. So I don't know. I'm gonna leave him B tier for that reason. Next up we have Elodie, and I think she's got some fancy ones. Some of these just, oh, she's got bad gash there. A lot of them reflecting, not this one's the Greek legends. Okay, so that makes sense. A lot of them, I think, reflect her lore travels around the world, hunting for artifacts. She's got some kind of nicer looking ones, some more comfy looking ones. She's got obviously the repelling, the spelunking one, the cave adventurer one with the, what is that? No, that's a headlamp. What am I talking about? I was going to say, is that a GoPro? No, it's a headlamp. I really like this one, like a lot. Most of her other ones are, I like her default and the recolors, but I don't love them. I really like this one. This is the one I always run on her. She's got a couple others from the rifts that I either didn't unlock or I'm not including rift skins that aren't already in the shop on this one. This is just shop skins. I don't know. I'm going to put her, there's a couple I really, really like, but I'm going to ultimately put her C because most of them I'm just kind of, I'm okay on. I don't love them. I don't hate any of them. Like none of these are bad. None of them are bad. They're just, some of them resonate with me more than others. All right, we got Yoonjin Lee. She's got the newest one where she's kind of in her, what is it, scuba outfit, sort of. This one's race tech wear collection. Kind of looks like she belongs on the racetrack in a pit crew. She's got her Matador one. This, I don't know. This one, I don't understand this one. Pop Superstar collection. She looks like a Matador, but I guess this is supposed to be her as like a pop star. And this one's real fitting for her, I think. This one, like a lot of them are really well done. She definitely looks like a music producer that takes fashion seriously. They're very bright. There's no hiding with her. And then we got kind of her recolors. And then her Rift one, I don't know. That's probably my least favorite. There's a few on here. I actually really like this one. I don't know. I'm gonna put her B. I feel positive. All right, next up we have Jill, and she's gonna be instant S tier for me. Her, obviously I saved the legendaries for ranking by themselves, but just her Resident Evil 3 look, her classic Resident Evil 3 look, her Resident Evil 1 look, and then the Revelations look. They're all so good. They did such a good job bringing her into the game. She's an instant S tier for me. Now with Claire. Overall, I like Claire's a lot, but she is not getting S tier for me, even though she is one of my favorite characters from the game. Her DBD port looks weird to me. This up here does not look like Claire. There's something about her face that just doesn't look right to me. And I can't quite, I've never been able to place it. Plenty of people have agreed with me on it. There's something, the cosmetic is pretty great, but the face, just something about the face. So I've got to rank it down to A. I can't put it in S. I would have put it in S, but I'm gonna put it in A. All right, we got Sheva. And this is, again, I've played some of RE5. I haven't finished RE5 yet, but I think this looks incredible. This is a good job bringing Sheva into DBD. So she's over here. So she's S tier. Easy peasy. All right, next up we have Leon S. Kennedy, and you've heard me say it before. He is my favorite character of all time across any medium, and this is just a fantastic port of him from RE2 Remake. Then you've got his RE4 look, which was great before even the RE4 remake came out. well before that, so they actually brought it into DBD, updated it. It looks great. His noir outfit looks weird to me. His proportions, maybe they fixed him a little bit. It doesn't quite look as weird to me as they used to. He used to look like real puffy. I still don't love it, but I don't know. His default and his RE4 look are just spot on, wonderful. I love him, and I'm biased towards him. So he's S tier for me, despite the noir outfit being a little bit. That's why I can't be double S tier. Let's put it that way. His noir outfit bugs the crud out of me, but not as much anymore. I don't know. Maybe I've just grown used to it. But I swear he used to look more puffy in the chest. Maybe they fixed it. I don't know. They must have. Or I've just gone so used to it, I've just accepted it now. I don't know. Anywho, yeah, he's still going to be S tier for me. Now, Chris Redfield. Again, he's one of those that it just looks weird to me. I've heard somebody say that it maybe was because they ported in his Resident Evil HD remaster look and didn't quite update him. Although, for me, they updated the RE4 Leon look, right? So I would have thought they would have done a little more to touch this up. But I just think Felix looks so much better. Even though I get that Felix is his BSAA outfit, and this is his Stars outfit, so it's a different outfit. I know that. But this just looks kind of goofy to me for some reason. And when you have, Resident Evil Village Chris, you've got Resident Evil 7 Chris, you've got Resident Evil 5, you got a lot of different versions of Chris Redfield. And this one just looks, and I don't understand. Who are you talking to? You're in an entity's realm. You don't have comms with anyone. I don't know. Maybe he's listening to Entity Static. All that to say, I don't like this. This one's gonna be, it's gotta be C tier for me. There's something about it I just do not like. It bugs me, and I've had other people agree with me on that, so I know it's not just me. I don't love it. Same thing with Carlos. Again, am I just accepting it, or did they actually do a second pass on these? Because some of these look better. He looks less boxy than he used to. Now he looks like he's actually wearing, again, he's talking to someone. Who are you talking to? I guess maybe he and Chris are talking to each other, I guess. I don't know. Anywho, I guess they're not really talking. They're just listening. All that to say, he looks less boxy than he used to. Maybe this is just, I'm accepting it now. I'm starting to like him a little more now. I feel like maybe they fixed him up a little bit. Again, I don't know if it's just I'm so used to it now that I'm just I've come to accept it. But I used to not like his skin at all. Now I'm gonna put it up in A. It still looks a little weird to me, but not as much as it used to. I think I'm just, like a frog in a pot of water that's been turned up to boiling slowly. I think I'm just starting to accept it. I don't know. Anywho, he's moved up the list for me. All right, next up we have Mikaela, and she's got the techwear collection, which I think this one I actually really like. She's got kind of her yoga look, which is neat. She's got her beach look, which is neat. This one's real pretty. I like this. Again, this looks comfy and cozy. I like a lot of hers. And she's got the reskins. I don't know. Hers are okay. I'm gonna put hers in B. I like hers enough to put in B. Then we have Jonah, and he's got his newest, what is this called? The Cyber Investigator, his future-looking one, which I think just, for some reason, this looks very Fifth Element to me. Or Hunger Games, maybe. Baseball series? So this is, I guess it's because he's wearing a baseball cap and a hoodie of the baseball team. Okay. So this one's definitely his more tactical look, which I do like the tactical look for most of them, which is probably why I like Resident Evil skins so much. Kind of looks like he's going out golfing. He looks like he's going to a convention. Again, I guess this is supposed to be like his CIA work ID, but to me, it just looks like he's going to some sort of like comic convention or something like that, or like an IT convention. All that to say, I don't love his. This is, I really like this one. The rest, honestly, don't like at all. So he's going to be C tier for me. Like I said, there's the one that I really like, but the rest of them, they're okay. Yoichi. So what I love about Yoichi is they were given license to be able to take a character who was a child or a baby, I can't even remember, in the original story, and make him into a full-grown adult and fill out his backstory. So I love the character of Yoichi. I kind of like this skin. This is the problem that I have with these skins. They're all bright, very bright. There is not a Yoichi that can hide in the entity's realm because they're just like beacons of light is what they are. A yellow jacket or a bright blue jacket with a yellow hat and a red liner on the inside. Anyways, I don't love his skins. I feel he needs better skins, in my opinion. So I'm going to put him down in C tier as well. All right, next up we have Haddie. And Haddie, I'm just going to be honest, is one of my favorite characters in the game. And I love her anniversary skin. Was this like the Amazon Prime skin? Can't remember. But I really like this look. I don't much super care for her default look, but I really love this one. I like her anniversary one quite a bit. I like her beach looking one, and then this one's one of my favorites in the game. It just looks, again, I'm a sucker for the tactical ones. But she's got kind of all the tactical gear on it and all the outdoorsy gear, the hiking. So she looks like she's obviously doing some exploring. This is probably, my guess is a reference to, let's see if it says, yeah, so a survival outfit she wore while investigating an abandoned mountaineer camp in the Alps. So I figured this had to do with the Alps part of her story. So I really like, some of her recolors are really cool, can be very pretty, but overall, I love her anniversary outfit. I love the beach and the leather jacket, but this one's one of my favorites in the game itself. In fact, I'm planning to buy this one eventually, because I do like running Haddie. She's going to be A tier for me. Not quite S tier, but she's up in A tier. I like hers a lot. All right, next up we have Ada, and we've got the RE2 outfit, obviously, the undercover espionage, where before she takes that jacket off, and then we've got this dress from, I believe, was it Resident Evil 4? I could be wrong on that. Was it Resident Evil 4 or a different one? Can't remember. My mind, again, is failing me tonight. But I really, like, hers are super faithful to the game. She's one of my favorite characters. I pretty much love all the Resident Evil characters. I'm not going to lie. I'm super biased towards them. I get it. She's got to be S tier, right? Like, they're so spot on and faithful to the game. They all look great from the game. So, all right, and then Rebecca's got the two. Her RE0 outfit and then the cowgirl outfit. And I feel like anytime I see a toxic Rebecca, they're wearing this outfit. And anytime I see a friendly Rebecca, they are wearing, or just, you know, quality Rebecca, they're wearing the RE0 outfit. I stinking love the RE0 look. I'm not a huge fan of the cowgirl look. I know it's a reference to one of the secret outfits that you could unlock. So I think that's a neat thing to have in the game. It's not my favorite personally, but I love her RE0 look. She's also an S tier for me. Again, I'm a sucker for the Resident Evil stuff. If they do it well, which I feel like they did with her skins, they brought them in very well. If they do a good job, I'm a sucker for the Resident Evil skins. The ones that I have issues with, I feel, not that they did a bad job. None of them look terrible, but some of them just fall short for me. So other than Leon's Noir outfit, that did look pretty terrible. But again, I don't know if it's just the whole frog in the pot thing or if they fixed him because he doesn't look as bad anymore. I know, I'm ranting about that because I'm so bothered by it. Moving on. All right, we have Vittorio. I think his stock look is one of the coolest things in the game. Now, it does raise some questions because obviously he got taken into the entity's realm during like medieval times and he's rocking, you know, jeans, nice boots, and a leather jacket. I do believe that the descriptions explain that he found it while he was wandering the realms. So he's obviously, this wasn't how he looked from his lore. This is, you know, stuff he's picked up since he came into the entity's realm and just kind of started using it. But I think it's a really, really cool look. His is one of my favorite default looks in the game by far. Not a huge fan of the Tech Gear Collection one, but then these are just really cool with the beard, his tattoos lighting up. What is this glove there? That looks like kind of a futuristic looking glove. I don't know. I don't get that. Same with that. Oh, they changed color. I like that a lot. I actually hadn't looked at that one before. These ones, he looks kind of pirate-esque here. Like a modern day pirate. I just like it. I like his scruff look. He's got his pseudo recolors and then his full recolors. I think he has just really, really cool skins in the game. He's going to be another S tier for me. I really like his a lot. All right, and then we have Thalita. I think I'm pronouncing her name correctly. I could be wrong on that. I really like her Rift skin that she's got. Like, really like her Rift skin, but I'm not really ranking Rift skins right now unless they're already in the shop. She's got some really pretty ones. Kind of the beach collection there. She's got... I'm going to give her B tier. I don't super love a lot of them, but they're really pretty. And I feel like giving her B tier because of that. Because they're just, yeah, they're pretty. We've got Renato, and a lot of these I haven't looked at. I really like this one. And this one's okay. And then you got kind of, he looks somewhat like a lifeguard here. What is this? What is the thing on his back? Is that a yoga mat? I can't tell. He wasn't too keen on learning a new sport, but yearned to spend time with his sister. So this has something to do with the sport he's learning, I guess. What kind of sport has a bag like that? I don't know. I'm a gamer, not an athlete. Who knows? I like his just kind of, his comfy look. He looks cozy, but a lot of recolors. He doesn't have a whole lot to choose from, but I really like this one. I really like it. I don't know. I'm going to put his, I don't know. I don't like his as much as a lot of the B tier ones. I'm going to put him C tier. There's a couple that I like a lot, but on the whole, I like the B tier as it stands better. So I've got to put him in C tier because of that. Maybe I've got him too spread. I don't know. Yeah, on the whole, I feel okay putting him in C tier with the others there. And I just realized Gabriel, our newest survivor, is not on the tier list. So we're still going to tier list him. He's just not going to appear on the tier list because apparently I didn't get the most updated one. I used an old one. So I think I really like his default look. His recolors really don't change a whole lot. He's orange in all of them. So if you don't want to have the orange spacesuit, too bad. You don't, even his spacesuit is orange. I really like the spacesuit one. I think this one's really cool looking. It's nice and futuristic. It kind of looks a little bit like out of, the movie The Martian. It kind of, you wonder what he's been through with it being shattered, because obviously he's still alive. But on the whole, I really like this one. I really like his default look. The only thing I'd rank him down for is I'd probably give him A, except for they're all orange. So if you want a different color than orange, you're just out of luck. So I'm not gonna give him A tier because of that. I'm gonna give him B tier because he's got a lot of recolors, but it's hard to even call them recolors because the majority of them are orange and brown. So I don't know. I'm gonna give him B tier for that. I like all of his skins except for the fact that they're all orange. Give us a different color for him, please. I'm going to go B tier overall. I think they could be better if they just changed up the colors a little bit. All right, and just for fun, I decided to boot up the PTB and take a look at Nicolas Cage. Now, obviously, he doesn't have any cosmetics in the shop yet because it's just the PTB, but his default cosmetic, I think, is wonderful for who Nick Cage is, and just I could totally see him wearing something like this. It's a bit eccentric, but at the same time, also subdued in a lot of ways. Like it's not too loud, but it's eccentric enough. It matches him and his what I perceive of as his personality, I think very well. I mean, you definitely look at him and you say, this is Nicolas Cage, right? So it's close enough. I don't know. On the whole, I just feel, I think he looks great. I'm excited to see what cosmetics they have for him. I believe that they're not going to have any of his characters because that would actually technically require them to have different licenses for all his different movies to be able to have his movie characters in the game. So maybe, hopefully one day we could get some of that. But on the whole, I believe we're just going to see just different versions of him, the person. I'm going to put him tentatively at A tier, because I really like the one we have here. Obviously, it's the PTB, so we haven't seen all of his other cosmetics, but I'm hopeful that they're going to be really cool. I really like what we have so far, so I'm going to tentatively put him at A tier, but eventually we may re-rank him. If you're watching this after the DLC drops, feel free to ask me in the comments what I think of it now that he's been released, but at the time of filming, this is all we've got. This is all I can go off of, but I really like it, so I'm putting it A tier. So those are all of my rankings. Obviously, Gabriel is supposed to be in there at B. Sorry, I didn't get an updated tier list, and with Nick Cage just releasing this morning with the PTB at the time of filming, we don't have a tier list with him, so we're just going to put him in A. We're going to pretend he's there. All that to be said, let me know in the comments, where do you agree with me? Where do you disagree with me? Again, this is one of the most subjective tier lists that I can do. They're all subjective, but this is one of the most subjective tier lists that I can do. So what I love, you may not love, and what you love, I may not love, and that's totally fine. You're free to disagree with me. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by hitting that like button and a comment down below. Again, really helps me out in a big way. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, would you please consider doing so? We're trying to push to 15,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'd also like to take a moment to thank our channel members. And if you're interested in supporting the channel by becoming a member and gaining access to some unique perks, click that join button to learn more. As always, you were awesome, stay awesome, and we'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.